Hello everybody, welcome to this part 56 of the Arduboy dev stream. Um, yeah, our game is starting to be complete, start to reach the end. I guess the editor also start to work. The ergonomy of the editor is not great so far. We can still improve it. There's still some hard-coded part, like the save and load. It doesn't pop out a window to choose the file you want to open and save, for example. Or there is the ergonomy of when you click and select stuff or moving stuff. So we still can improve a lot of things. But I think today we will work a little bit more on the game, maybe less on the editor today. So I don't know what you prefer. If you prefer to see the code on the editor or on the game, I guess you prefer the code on the game, but who knows. So before we start, I will show you some change and fix I've done outside of the video, as usual, and then we will look at our to-do list to see what we should do on the game. Alright, so last video I left you with the animation of the stalagmite. Like I explained, we needed an animation to warn the player that this is not just a decor inert collision, but this is something dangerous. In the end, I decided to add a drop on the stalagmite. So yeah, that works well with the theme of the game, and just warn the player that, hey, be careful, there is something happening here, and then he can try if he can touch it or not. But yeah, next time in the next puzzle screen, if he see the animation, he knows what happened. So unfortunately, I forgot to commit after the end of the last video, so I continue to do some change, so I cannot just show you the diff of what I've done. So that may be a bit confusing if I show you the change here. So maybe it's better that we review the code directly together. So where is the the stalagmite here. So basically, yeah, you can see the result right now. Maybe I can show you the result right now. So we have actually two drop, because there is two stalagmite, right? One, we draw two of them. And I just decided to alternate the drop left, right, left, right. And also as you can see, I have added the sparks effect when the drop is touching the stalagmite, the top of the stalagmite. Alright, so how I've done that, let's see. So I have used, so this one you have seen in the last video, the drop y variable, which is a union. Remember, union with the spark anim frame ID. The sparks anim frame ID is used when the stalagmite explodes to make some sparks exploding. But I use the same, so when it's not exploding, I can use this variable for dropping for the y coordinate of the water drop. Alright, so again, here in the drawing nearby me, we check if it's alive. If the stalagmite is alive, we are drawing the drop. Otherwise, if it's not alive, we are drawing the sparks explosion. So this code was already existing. I didn't change anything, but yeah, just remember this variable is the same as this variable. It's just not using the same state of the game. All right, so otherwise, also, I mean, I have special value 255. So if the maximum value of the y, so obviously the drop cannot go that far because it's a screen coordinate to drop y, so the screen is only 64 pixels, so Okay, so if you have that maximum value, that means the drop is waiting. The drop is nothing, well, just waiting. And we don't constantly drop, but we drop every drop period here, which I set to 150 frames. So if we are in a waiting state, we check if it's the frame, and if it's the frame, we just init a new drop. As simple as that. Otherwise, if we are not waiting, that means we are dropping. The drop is going down. So we just increase it. So before I have in the last video, I also had every frame for the drop speed, but actually at the end I just use the maximum speed. So one pixel per frame. I think the speed was good enough. So that just remove the on every X frame here. By the way, in the last video I said we should try to do some acceleration of the drop. Right now I think it's okay. It's okay. If we do acceleration, it will be just at the very beginning. Maybe that can improve a little bit the animation, but when I'm looking at it, I think it's okay. So maybe we should not waste memory program for that. It's just maybe a little bit of luxury. So okay, we can add it later if we have more space, but I'm running out of program right now, so I'm trying to save memory. Anyway, I use also this local variable here because obviously I will use it here and there, and I think it's more optimized. All right, so then I increase 6 over there just to get the top of the stalagmite, because the stalagmite actually it's a char, it's 8 pixel high, but the stalagmite is just drawn on the bottom of the sprite. So I just add 6 to get to the point, to the top of the spike, and then we are testing if our drop Y is reaching the top of the stalagmite. So, and this is where there is a kind of tricky, funny, tricky implementation. I just do a if else on the drop Y, so it's better to read it from the bottom actually. So if I'm not reaching, I'll just draw a pixel, we just draw the drop. Okay, we draw it at the screen plus drop X, drop Y. So drop X, what it is, I had to add another variable for the drop X because there is 2 stalagmites. So I want to draw left, right, left, right, left, right. And in the init drop, the drop X is either initialized with 1 or 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, to draw on just above the stalagmite, right? So yeah, basically this is the normal state. We just draw the pixel here, a white pixel. All right. Then otherwise, if we have reached the top of the stalagmite, then this is where we start to draw the sparks. So I'm drawing the sparks. Okay, I'm drawing the sparks. I'm drawing it at the same position, screenX plus dropX -2, because the spark is takes few characters, so -2 to center it on the top of the stalagmite, and also the Y -10 to, because this one will be +6, so I want to go back and yeah, because also have some, so it's just some adjustment actually. And this is the tricky part. I'm also using the drop Y animation, which I take the modulo just to avoid being outside of the sparks array, and I modulate with the number of frame. That means what? That means actually the sparks will not be drawn from zero, from the frame 0. It can start at frame 1 or it can start at frame 3. but I don't remember how many frames there is, maybe 4 or whatever, but it will be, then it will play 3, 4, 0, 1. And I'm okay with that because that just adds some random to the sparks, and that allow us to continue to, when we draw the sprite, to increase the drop y variable, and just to increase, to move the animation. And I cannot, and I want to use the same variable, so just to save memory, so I cannot just reset it to 0 here. That won't make that won't make it work, because if I set it back to 0, then I go back to the dropping state. So that's the tricky part here, and that means we reach this part after we have reached the top of the spike plus the number of frames needed for drawing the sparks animation. This is where I can just reset the drop and go back to the wait position, right? All right, so that's how this 2 animation is quite condensed, doesn't take that much of code, I guess. And I think the animation is great. I really look the feeling of it. Yeah, I think it's quite nice. It adds to the atmosphere of the cave, and yeah. All right, so that was the refactoring of the animation, and then I have fixed some other stuff related to that. So the explosion. So I remove this instead of initializing the sparks. So when we explode, we need to reset the sparks ID to 0, and it was set here in the respawn. But instead, I just set it here when we explode. That's much easier. That's less code also. I have just tuned a little bit also this one for the effect when the drop is touching. And before I had some random, and now I just switch. But I've shown you that. And this also makes it a bit more optimized to do it like that, so it uses less program. All right, and at the same time I fixed the code. So if you remember the code that was searching for the top ceiling, or the bug was very simple. This was this negative that should be removed actually. So that's easy, and then I just adjust the computation of the y value. And that works well. And by the way, if you look at that, for example, you can see that the 2 spikes are just in between 2 sprite ideas. So the left drop starts from the lower position than the right drop, which is really cool, I think. Really nice. All right, so then I also fixed the bug in the editor. So I don't know if you remember, when we were loading the editor, there was some extra sprite drawn on the right of the level. Actually, if you remember, the problem was sometimes we just add some padding value when we export the lines because with the compressed RLE version, the compressed version of the map, sometimes we have a own number, but we need to finish that number with the even number, because we store 2 ID in one char. So we have a padding value, and the padding value I use 0. But then when I was reading again this map value, this padding 0 was read and actually treated as a new map ID, sprite ID, and the sprite ID 0 was just a block. So that's quite easy to fix. Just the only thing I've had to do was to check here. So I changed the for each for iteration just to know if I'm reaching the last token. So if I'm reaching the last token, and the last token is the beginning of a new screen, sorry, then I can just ignore it. All right. So if because if it's the last ID and there is nothing after, obviously it's not a complete screen, right? It's just one padding value. It has to be treated as one padding value. So just added this test. All right, so that's it for what I've done outside of the video. And now let's see what we have to do. So in our to-do list, need an animation for the stalagmite. It's done. And then after, we should do a main menu, a game over, some sound effect, LED effect, and maybe saving on the flash drive, some music maybe. All right. I have thought about the saving of the progress on the flash drive. So we have right now, I'm saving the progress on the flash drive. As I told you, it took like 300 bytes, mainly because of the EEPROM function that now is incorporated into the build. So saving stuff on the flash drive has a cost, as a memory cost, as a program cost, of course, in terms of functions, EEPROM function that we have to integrate in the game. So I was thinking, do we need that? It really depends on the type of the game that we are making. When I made the Arduboy game, obviously I wanted the progress to be saved because each level in Lemmings is quite long to perform. So when you have completed a level, you want to do the next one, but maybe not the same day or the same moment. You just want to switch off your console, your Arduboy, then switch it on again and continue. And also the original game, the Lemmings, was a bit like that. You were unlocking the level by level every time you complete a level, so you just continue on the level. That was making sense. But for the Rick Dangerous original game is a try and die, and for the Rick Ardurosa wants to be true to the original game, to the spirit of the original game. It's a kind of try and die. It's a try and die game. You want to complete all the levels, go through all the puzzle screen, and reach the end, reach the exit, only with the amount of life that you have. So 5 or 6 life, whatever. And only with the bullet and dynamite that we have, plus the dynamite crate, bullet crate, of course, crate. Sorry. But you want to finish all this level in one go. So it's really a try and die. If you cannot make it in 5 life, then you try again. Yeah. And you learn the level by falling into trap, and then you know it, then you try again. So that's the spirit of the original game. So that doesn't make sense to save the progression, like for example, you use 5 life and you reach the puzzle screen number 6, and then you have a continue on the main menu, so you start again from the puzzle screen 6 with 5 new lives. And if you do that, in very quickly you will finish the game. Actually, there is no real challenge. I wrote here, maybe we want to save the time for speedrun. That's what would make more sense if you want to save a progression. And saving the music on off, that's also nice. but that has a cost. Okay, that has a cost of, like I said, maybe 300 bytes. So we should really consider it. Right now, I'm thinking maybe the game won't use the EEPROM, and we can use more program for doing other stuff, right? I still didn't fully decide it yet, so I will not remove the progression yet, but maybe I will in a couple of video. You can also tell me your opinion in the comment if you if you watch, sorry, this video. And yeah. So anyway, I think it's not the top priority. Let's leave it for later. And I think I put the tool list more or less in the priority. So I guess today we will work on the main menu and the game over and the game state, right? And I thought a bit more also about the game state. So in the main menu, I guess we should have a play, obviously, and then what can we have? I wrote maybe the sound, if we have sound, on off. Even if I don't save it in the EEPROM, you can still give the option to turn on and off the sound. And maybe if we have enough space, but I'm sure that takes space, help or display control. Like how to move, how to jump, how to place a dynamite, which is down plus fire button. That may be a bit luxury. We don't have space for that, but we'll see. We'll see. So at least 2 option in the starting screen, like play and sound on off. Because I'm sure I want to have sound effects. Even if I don't have music, at least I will have sound effects. So okay. And yeah, I thought about the game state. So we already have the current screen ID where the player is, and we know how many puzzle screen there is. So basically, we know when the player has reached the last screen. But I'm wondering if when the player just reached the last screen is just, or maybe, yeah, if you reach the last screen, or maybe you have an exit on the last screen, and if you exit that screen, then you have a game over. I mean, a victory screen. It's a game over, but it's a victory screen. It's maybe a kind of a little bit anti-climactic. And we don't have a big boss neither. So, I mean, if you don't give something, it's maybe a lack of. It's a bit of frustration for the player. You know, it's just like, oh, end the screen, go back to the main menu, or even if you put victory, it's like, oh, that's it. So I know that takes a lot of space. The Arduboy is so small, the program is so small, I want to put more inside. But that's the challenge, right? That's the challenge of making a game on that console. So, and just also finding if you, in terms of theme of the game, if you just exit, what does it say? I mean, the player goes inside this cave and just exit the cave. What for? So I thought maybe it would be better, like in like the Indiana Jones movie, first one, He's going in that cave, but the goal is to catch this statuette, the big statuette on the pedestal, and when you take it, then the pedestal goes down and trigger the trap, whatever. So we could maybe we could have this final grail. We can call it grail, not just a normal statuette, because we have plenty of statuette in the game, but maybe we can have the final grail, and when the player pick up the final grail, then that is the end of the game. So at least there is a finality to the whole game, right? So yeah, I think I will create a new pickup item. But pickup item is very because all the code is so similar that that it won't take so many program. So I think it's safe to do it like that. And basically, when you pick up this grail pickup item, you end the game. You won the game, right? So all right. So yeah, let's do that. So we'll create. We need to create several files. A new pickup, the grail. We need to also create the game state. I will create the game state and also the main menu. We may create 3 files to this. So let's start with the game state. I think. Let's copy some stuff. So I will call it game manager. Oh, all right. So let's save it to game manager .h, and I will add it also. Do I need to add a new? Yeah, I will add a folder because I will put the main menu also inside. And then I will add a file. Okay, so yeah, the game manager will hold the game state. We can have an enum for the game state. Yeah. And so we can be in the main menu. We can be in game, so running, playing. Then we have game over, and we have victory, which will be a different game state. I think game over is when you die, because I want to at least display a game over screen, not just written on the main menu. I will be a bit harsh for the player. And we have it will be an extend unsigned char game state, so not like the enum, I guess. So that's how to call the variable. I'm lacking of me check. Game state, game current. Okay, we can make current game state. That's fine. Not unsigned. All right. And then we can have, so we should have the CPP. So the game manager handle the wall game state menu game playing game over extra. Save it. So we can declare our game state. Which can be initialized with, of course, menu. Main menu. Okay. And then we should also create the main menu class. Let's add also the file. Game manager. So let's create another file for the main menu. I save it, and I think I will just add it also in the game manager. Main menu. Okay, and we need a CPP also. The main menu display the menu to start the game or change options. Main menu.cpp, and I will add it to the game manager. Okay. So let's look at the I know file. This time I will show the language. So right now we have just the update of the manager, but depending on the game state, we should update different things. We should either update the main menu or either update the map manager. Okay, and the HUD maybe. So the input should always be updated, of course, because I also need the input inside inside the main menu. But we should have something like we can probably have a switch on the game state, or we can have a game state update, and we can do that inside the update. Maybe that will be more clean. I guess in terms of code, that should be probably the same. So yeah, let's do that. I still want to have this variable extend because I may change it inside inside the Grail item. So that's void and update, and I think nothing. And on the game manager we can have our update. And yeah, like I said, we can have a switch on the current game state. And depending what it is, so main menu or playing. So if we are playing, I will take this. Sorry, here, and I will update this. And if I'm in the main menu, then I will update the main menu, obviously. So that's why I need update in the main menu also. And now I'm calling the update of the game state. Alright, so I don't need the HUD here. I can move that into the game manager. I don't need the map manager here. I move it here, but I need the game manager. Okay, so I need the game manager. I still need this is in the map data, that's why I need it. And oh, I need this also. So the init now will be called after I press play. So it should also move. Actually, these two functions should also move when we start the game. And here, clear input update, game state update, Arduboy display. Yeah, that's pretty clean. So the update of the main menu is doing nothing for now, but we can do this. We can just move this to the main menu. Maybe not to the game manager. That would be more logical. So let's write a new function. Start new game. And we can make it yeah, so if we start a new game, we can just init this and we can switch the game state. Switch the current game state. So the current game state becomes playing. And the start new game, I guess we should make it public here for the menu to call it. So maybe I can just write a function. I don't necessarily need to switch this. Well, we'll see later when I write the grail item. And for now, because I just want to debug in the update of the main menu, we can just for now call the game manager start new game. So I need to include the game manager. Did I forget it? No, that's okay. Game manager. Yeah, so the main menu will directly go to the new game. Then the new game will init the map manager, change the state, and the next frame we will be in that state, so we will just update as usual the map manager and the HUD. Yeah, that should work. How about here? So I don't need the map data, but I will need the map data in the game manager. Here I just need the game manager. I need the destroyable block to, oh no, not anymore, because I removed the init function of the destroyable block. So I just need the game manager and the input. All right, that seems pretty good. Let's try to see if that compiles. It does not. Main menu update, game manager. In the loop, game manager. stop compiling, please. It's blocked into the... Let me close it and relaunch it. Main menu, need to include main menu in the game manager. Okay, that compiles. We can try to run the game to see if we have any difference. We should not. Oh, I think the camera is dead again. Should really try to fix it. And yeah, that's running. Oh, I'm touching the... There's a false contact with the cable of my camera. Every time I touch it. Okay, so yeah, that works. All right, so let's commit that and then we can start to implement the main menu. So we have added these four files actually. Main menu, just an update for now. And which start a new game for now. The game manager has a state, update, start a new game. And we have a switch depending on the current state, either updating the menu or updating the game. And in the base class, that becomes much simpler here. And the readme that we have updated. Okay, so add the main menu and game manager class or namespace files maybe to prepare the framework of the game. Okay. All right, so let's continue. Let's write main menu. So obviously I will use the function to draw text on the Arduboy. So if I show you the doc, we have some I forgot println probably, right? Write ASCII character and string of ASCII character to the screen. Yeah, right, ASCII numbers. Text size. I think it's print, right? Draw, Virac, screen, flip screen, draw triangle, and it's right maybe. Right, what is right doing? Set cursor. Yeah, there is the set cursor. I remember. So I guess set cursor to locate where you want to write, and then there was the print or write, right? The single no, this is just a single. Okay, so what is the function of set cursor? It's not defined. I thought, yeah. So yeah, I don't remember which function should be used. Let's open the no, don't want to do that, sorry. I want to open the file. Sorry, I'm looking for the file. Where it is? Oh, no. Just a minute. Where is the library? Yeah. Document. I don't know. Okay, I found it. And Arduboy. Okay. Maybe the H. Yeah, that's set cursor. Yeah. All right, that's okay. So we need to, in the main menu, let's do some value for now. Let's say like 10 and 10, 10. And then after that we call the print I think it's text size, we don't change it, so it should be the print. Let's try that. Okay. So far, so good. We have our play printed. So we should display something in front of it, so we can probably, can I use this character? I guess it works. Okay, yeah, it works. So and I need to memorize the current character position. Namespace, main menu. So selected option, select option, selected menu, no option. Start with 0. And we can check if, so we need to include input, input is just press or something like that. So let me check. And the button is the same as in the API, which are like down button. Yep. Then our selected option increase. But of course it should be less than the size of option. So we can create an array of options. No, it's a bit annoying, an array of options. You don't have string in Arduboy. Menu option count. Okay, we'll make it 2 for now. If just press down, we can make a circular menu, but with 2 options. Usually circular menu is a bit confusing. So right now we'll just prevent it. Selected option is less than let's change it to last menu option. Okay, and if we press up, and greater than 0, then we can decrease the option. All right, and then draw the menu, check the input, can draw the menu first. That maybe it doesn't really matter, but anyway. And we should draw this depending on music. So I need a variable to draw this. Maybe 2. Why I need a variable, I'm not sure. To display the arrow, the selection arrow, what is the shortest way to write it? Maybe I should draw it after. Draw the selected indicator. Yes, I can, yes, I know, I can use an array for that, unsigned char, menu y, so let's put 10 and 20. And menu x. And then we can draw the selected one by doing this. Menu x minus, I don't know, 5, whatever. And this, we use the selected option and we draw this. Maybe we should just draw the character. All right, let's try that. Does not name a type. Does not name a type. Oh yeah, the type. Forgot the type. Sorry. Int. All right, so let's try. Okay, it works, except that my arrow is too near, but yeah, it works. So that's not difficult code, but it's difficult to make it short as possible. Let's push this a little bit, and then also this we can move it to 8. I don't know. All right, and then we can also implement the launch of the game. If we just press the A button or the B button, I don't care. So I'm just checking if in the input we used, I forgot if we use flags, I guess so. Yes, we use flags, so I can pass several buttons into, because it's an AND button, equal button. No, I cannot use flag. All right, that's fine. So if it's A or B, then we just start a new game. We can continue to render the rest, that's okay. And of course not, you should check which, we can make a switch on the selected state, selected option. Okay, so the and for the music, right now does nothing. Okay, so let's try that, if that launch or game. Okay, nothing. And yeah, but I die. No, maybe not. I guess that's the... yeah, there was an enemy. Yes, I know. The enemy died on the spike. All right. Yeah. Cool. Very good. Okay. So we have our kind of walking menu so far. I think I will write a draw function because I want to improve the drawing of the menu. So just to make it nicer, we will draw more stuff, not just this. It's a bit harsh. That's the first screen that the player can see, so we can try to spend some program to do something nice. Okay, does it compile? Yeah. So let's commit this first. Let's see what we have. Okay, we have implemented our main menu. Oh yeah, I forgot to save the project, so yeah. Implement the logic of the main menu. Okay, so like I said, I wanted to draw some stuff on the main menu, and I think I actually like the stalagmite effect. So we can draw, we can try to make a kind of cave in the main menu by reusing the sprite or the items actually. That would be, yeah, that would be nice. And if we can actually, so we need to at least declare some stalagmites. But that would be nice if we could reuse the stalagmite of the of the gameplay. But they are not declared as external variable in the map data. There is no guarantee there is stalagmite in the map data. They should actually, but yeah. But anyway, we can think. I will think about it probably outside of the video. Let's continue the whole loop. It's like game over and victory. Let's which one we should do first? We can do game over first. That's easier, I guess. So we should have a game over screen. We can put it in the main menu. And let me check the game manager. Yeah, we can have something like that. Update main menu. Update if it's game over, we can update the game over. So on the game over, I also want the player to press a button to go back to the main menu. And yeah, we can also have the update victory. Or should have, yeah, that's okay. So let's change this variable, this function. So this is the update of the main menu. This is the draw of the main menu. And yeah, we have the update of the game over. And the update of victory. Which the two screen will be very similar, I guess. So maybe we should have just one function to save the code and just one parameter. Update game over. Let's give a boolean flag. Bool is victory. Let's just do that. I will be smaller, I think. Bool is victory. And in the game manager, this is false. And this is true. In the main menu, we check if we press a button. We just change the state. So yeah, this is where I think either I change it directly or call a function. Yeah, I guess I can change it directly. That's not a big deal. So this one. So game manager current state will be main menu. So we go back to main menu if we press something, if we press a button, and then we should display something. Wait for user to press a button. And here I think so if as victory, yeah, I may have some. What should we draw? Of course, game over and victory, but should we draw something else? I'm not sure. Maybe. So let's call draw victory, else draw game over. I move that one a bit higher here, and I will write this draw victory let's declare more static variable, const expression variable. So this is the victory x, and y. Game over. Like 40, or let's put it, no, put it in center. I don't tune it carefully right now, but can do that later. Victory. And game over. Game over. Okay, I'm wondering if I should say press A or press any key to continue. No, I think it's too long. It's fine. User will just press it, I guess. All right, does it compile? Nope. Throw game over and victory are not declared. All right, it works. So now we should change the game state when there's no more life. So it's in Rick. So I need something like this in Rick. Or is it in the game manager? Maybe it's in the map manager after the animation, because I want the shutdown animation and then display the game over. So probably we should go into the map manager and okay, so where it is. Memorize checkpoint, restart to last checkpoint, teleport. We are near. Animate shutter transition. If the shutter is closed, call the teleport. Okay. We teleport, respawn. Teleport and respawn, I think, is the good function. Teleport and respawn to last checkpoint, right? Teleport and respawn to last checkpoint. And I just reset. I don't care about the number of life. So this is where if Rick, so where's your life count, Rick? Life count equals 0. Then we game over. Otherwise, we just respawn. Check if Rick still has some life. And by the way, that reminds me that the life count should be reset. Otherwise, you cannot play again. So this should be reset when you start the game. So it's in the game manager. It's in the start new game. Okay, so max life counts. Reset the life count of Rick. And I guess I can even remove it, so from, I don't know where I initialize it. Let me check. This here, it's inside namespace, and I can even remove it. Oh, the started count should also be reset. Actually, do we have a reset function? That would be better. Let's write the init function for Rick, or reset function. Now everything should be reset, by the way. You should also restart with your full bullet, full everything. This function should be called, but I guess we already have a kind of reset. Update input. No. Okay. I don't know where I reset this. Okay, I can check after. Should be called when a new game, when users start a new game. Okay, so let's make it available. Okay, that's the reset, and so actually, yeah, because I reset it, I don't need to initialize it here. I think it does that save a little bit of code. Is set in the reset function, initialized in the reset function. Okay, and so okay, here where this one is, so in the checkpoint, yeah, we override it. We don't change the life count, of course, in the respawn. All right. Sorry about that. And then we should call the reset. So it's in game manager. the life and count and inventory of Rick. Okay, so I forgot what we were doing before that. Yes, the game over. Yeah, we did it in the map manager here. So we just change it here, and next frame should be okay. Okay, we can try that. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you what I've done. So here in the teleport, I check the life count and change the game state if the life of Rick becomes 0. Otherwise, I just do the normal respawn, and I have created a reset function into Rick that just the reset function just reinitialize all the value here, and when you do start new game, I call this function. All right, so Rick, include Rick here. Game manager into the map manager. Game manager in the map manager. Okay, let's try that. Let's play it. And I will die, so 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 2 more lives. Okay, last life. Game over. Okay, if I press a button, okay, I'm going back to the menu. If I play, 6 life again. Okay, cool. Let's shoot and use some also dynamite. Yeah, actually it's only useful for the last checkpoint. Okay, so I shoot. Okay, 3 bullet. 3 dynamite, 2 dynamite, die. Game over. Play. Okay, 5 and 5. That works. Cool. Cool. Let's commit this. Alright, so in the game manager we have our update main menu and update the game over screen. In the start new game we reset Rick. In the main menu we have new functions, so function to update the game over screen where we just wait for a button to be pressed and we draw either victory or game over, which will draw victory or game over. Okay. Okay, this is our new function, and in the map manager here we don't just infinitely respawn. Now we are checking the life count of Rick. And in Rick we have added the reset function. Okay, so implement the game over screen, add a function in Rick to reset his inventory, and yeah, basically, and switch to game over when Rick doesn't have life anymore. All right, so the last step in the game state that is missing is the victory. So let's do that, and that will be the end of the stream after that. I think I didn't show you. Let me show you again. I'm not aware today about switching the OBS screen, sorry. So I show you again. That's the game manager. We have the new update game over. We have reset of the new game here. In the start new game we have the reset of the Rick. In the main menu we have this draw victory and draw game over, and the update game over where we wait for a button to be pressed, and if it's victory we draw a different message. And this is just the new functions. In the map manager here we check if the life count is new, then it's a game over, otherwise we can just respawn. And in Rick we have this reset function now. Yep, that's it. So yeah, so I switch, okay. Switch the screen on OBS, and then we can do the victory. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I think we need a new item. I want to implement it with a new item, which will be a pickup item, and that will be the grail. So let's create a new item. Okay, let's save this. So it will be the grail .h. So it's a pickup item. Yeah, that's okay. Then we need the CPP also. And I save grail.cpp. Implement the logic and drawing of the final grail item that the player has to collect to win the game. I don't need Rick, I will need the game manager. So that's a pickup update, and obviously we need a new sprite. Okay, we can use the standard for now. And what we will do here is that we will, let me clear some stuff here. Like this one, we will change the state of the game to victory. Just like that, you pick up the grail and that becomes victory. I realize that if we just do that, then it will be like a sudden victory screen. But yeah, let's try at least if the logic is working. All right, let me add this pickup this grail files into the pickup item. Yeah, save it. Okay, so let's place one grail in our map. So I'll just use maybe the spike 1, and I think the spike 1 should need this one. Well, let's use the yeah, no, sorry, what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm lost. Yeah, okay, I should also change it here. Okay. All right, let's try that. Spike 1, spike 1. Oh yeah, I forgot the grail, so we will have to change also our map editor to include the grail. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Keyboard switch. Okay, let's try. Oh, there's an enemy. I will die and pick up the grail. Okay, now I will just die. Okay, let's remove the enemy. Let's remove the enemy. Start. Okay, let's win the game. Victory! And if I press, go back to play. Okay. And victory again! Okay, obviously there's a bug somewhere. Because the item has been picked up, I guess, so it's not correctly reset, something like that. And yeah, let's check the grail. Play again. Yeah. And the pickup update, I guess. Um, just well, yeah, I don't know because Rick has been reinitialized in the init function here. So I don't know why the Grail thing is picked up again. Pickup update only written through here. If it does, Rick pick me up. Yeah, in this tape. Um, yeah, I really don't know. Let's try again. Because the function should not rig position has been called again by the respawn checkpoint respawn function. So I play it, I grab it, press OK, I play again, and that's victory again. Huh? Even if I'm not alive, I mean, if the Grail is not alive, then it should return false. So yeah, I really don't know. It's probably an order of initialization, but we call the init of the map manager, um, which called the init function, and the init function first called the checkpoint, and this one should teleport the player but I'm just wondering that we didn't reinitialize our checkpoint variable, by the way. So this is something we should also reinitialize when we start a new game. So the let's write a reset function for the for the map manager. Then, because the map manager will need that reset function for resetting all these variables. So this we also need we need a lot of we need to reset all these variables, including we could also reset the items to update. And by the way, the camera coordinates is not initialized correctly. Okay, so yeah, let's reset all these variables. Then I can remove it from here to save some memory. Okay, so this one I also need to reset to clear the item that has been updated. And just the camera X and Y, I'm not sure how we should initialize it. It depends on the first init screen, so we will deal it for later. Okay, so let's declare this variable in the map manager. And then that makes me think that the init function should probably not be public. Doesn't need to be public. We can call the init from the reset function. So let's do this. And it's an init with true. Init the first screen. Other screen reset. Here we'll write reset all internal variable. Okay. So in the game manager, we just call reset instead. And by the way, yes, I think this init progress only need to be called one time. So I think I need to put back into the ino file. It was not good to move it. we need the progress, because that is just saving the list of saving the address of all the item used here. Actually, it's in map data. Okay, so in the game manager, I think we don't need the map data. All right, so that makes more sense. We reset rig, we reset the map manager, and then we set the current state. Does it compile? Okay, let's try again. Victory, play. No, still still in the victory state. But I reset the current screen ID, so I'm not sure. Did I forget to reset some stuff in the map manager? The camera? No, the camera didn't change. So item here, shutter. No, I think we reset everything. Okay, almost 2 hours. So I will stop the stream here. Let's commit this. It's anyway, I think it's still good. So we added the Grail class item. So add the final Grail item that the player should collect to win the game. Add a reset function for the map manager. So here we just call the reset. Okay, the map data. Let's not commit this. Map manager, we just reset it, and we call the init for the first puzzle screen. And yeah, init function becomes private. Move back the init progress here. And we add the Grail in the project. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching. So yeah, in 2 hours we have almost completed our full game state loop with the menu, the game itself, the game over, the victory, go back to menu, except this little bug. So outside the video I will fix this bug, create a sprite for the Grail, and yeah, and maybe fix other stuff. So thanks for watching. As usual, if you have questions, leave them in the comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.